You could play a beat and they might not fuck with it. Pierre play that same beat with his tag and they might fuck with it. Wanna know why? Because of branding. When I be in these rooms, it's my first time, I go super try hard, bro. So when it's my turn to get on that laptop, until somebody tell me to get up, I'm not getting up. Y'all producers gotta stop capping like y'all don't rely on these loops, man. Y'all niggas be relying on these loops. The sample route is probably the easiest way to build up your catalog. There's guys I know making hundreds of thousands of dollars on a weekend. Right now, it's the easiest time to make money, gang. It's a lot of routes y'all could take with this. And I say take them all. Like if you really look at like who makes content, it's not that many. It's a lot of overthinking and not enough doing, man. I'm gonna do it, bro. Say, man, if anything, just get this from the podcast, bro.
Hey, bad habit, you don't miss, bro.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the Producer Royalty Podcast with TB Digital, host of the biggest producer show in the world, ProducerGrind, as well as one of the leading content creators and also has a couple major label placements as well. And he shares a lot of unique value that I know you guys are going to appreciate. He talks about how to make it as a content creator in the producer community, how to build relationships online and in the studios, and he gives a lot of unique insights on the way ProducerGrind is run and the business model. But before we get into that, I wanted to introduce myself as well as Producer Royalty. So my name is Daniel Cruz. I am the CEO of Producer Royalty as well as a music law paralegal. I'm in my last semester of law school, and when I graduate, it is my plan to completely dedicate my career to representing the rights of music producers and effectively become the first producer lawyer. I'll go into more detail about what Producer Royalty is in future videos, but for now I'll keep it short. So Producer Royalty is a debt collection service for music producers as well as an educational content brand. I started the company in April of 2023, and it is quickly becoming one of the fastest growing companies in the music industry. And when I started it, there were two issues I knew to be absolutely true in the producer community. First, there are thousands of producers who are struggling to collect their advances and their royalties from their placements. I had been working with Adam Freeman, who's one of the leading advocates and representatives for producers, and we had an endless stream of producers who were reaching out who had not been paid for their placements. And I noticed that the traditional law firm business model was not effectively addressing these issues. So I wanted to offer a debt collection service where I essentially took on the role of a producer's manager just for the placements that they hired me for, without signing them to full management deals. And through Producer Royalty as well as my legal position, I've represented over 60 producers with over 100 major label placements, including songs with Lil Baby, Lil Durk, DJ Khaled, NBA Youngboy, Rod Wave. It feels like essentially everybody at this point. And I've recently partnered with a bunch of other players in the industry who have just as much or a lot more experience than I do. So I feel like at this point, I could effectively help any producer who hasn't been paid. So if you or any other producers you work with have not been paid for a major placement, feel free to book a call with me in the link below or shoot us a DM on IG. For every placement you get, there's a bunch of steps you have to take to actually make sure you're collecting all your royalties. We actually have a whole checklist that we use for every placement that we go through. So if you book a call with us, we could go through that checklist for some of your songs and make sure that you're actually collecting all your royalties. And if not, I could connect you with the right companies and register you with the systems to make sure that you're actually collecting those. The second issue Producer Royalty was meant to address was it can be really difficult to learn about the music business online. When I was getting my master's degree in music business in about 2021, I devoted that entire thesis to the issue of producers not getting paid. And I scoured the internet for every resource I could find to educate myself about the business and these issues that producers face. And sometimes it felt like the more research that I would do, the more confused I would get. There's so much out there that's either contradictory, confusing, or just flat out incorrect. So I made it our mission to share the information and resources that most lawyers and managers and other executives in the industry try to hide from producers without gatekeeping anything from you, including our strategies for getting producers paid. Because to be honest, a lot of these challenges the community faces could be avoided if they spent more time learning about the business. And I'm not saying that to shame anybody, but objectively, if a producer knew what they were worth, knew how to navigate certain situations, and knew what they were signing, then they wouldn't be in a position to be taken advantage of. So I wanted to start the Producer Royalty Podcast to invite some of the smartest, most influential people in the music industry and to create a platform where we could talk about the business of being a producer. And as a host, I'm going to be bringing my legal and management experience into every episode as well. So last month, I flew to Atlanta by myself, booked an Airbnb, bought a bunch of podcast equipment, and shot 5 episodes while I was down there. While I was there, I shot episodes with platinum producer Ayo Sim, Mimi from Producer Culture, Rock Nation A&R and producer manager One The Verse, and BeatStars in-house attorney Kyle Brown. And before we get into the first episode with TB Digital, there is one thing that I need to ask of you guys. So as you know, this is a new channel, and I promise you this will be the absolute best resource on the internet for music producers to learn the business. So if you want to stay in the loop with future videos, or you just want to support us get this information out to the community, please subscribe and like this video and share it with a friend that you know would gain some game from it. Every like and subscribe will help one more producer avoid getting fucked fucked over in this game and be able to effectively navigate their career and make a living off of their art. And one of the best ways to build relationships with people is to offer and show them value. So if you know anybody who hasn't been paid for a placement or could use some extra business knowledge, please feel free to share this with them. Okay, thank you for listening to that intro. Now presenting the first episode with TB Digital. All right, we back with another episode of the Producer Royalty Podcast. Thank y'all. Like, this is a really great moment for me. I've been watching Producer Grind for at least 3 years, like way before I was even like, all right. My intro into the producer space was the Carl Folks interview. That's when I realized like the problems going on in the community. So Producer Grind is kind of responsible for this show in general. But
for real, it's hard.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yo, thank you so much for joining me, bro. How you feeling today, bro?
So I'm chilling, man.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, you know who we here with today. I don't even got to say anything. TV Digital, thank you so much, bro. So,
gang, what's up, gang? You know what I'm saying? We, you know what I'm saying, on the podcast, you feel me? I ain't the host this time, I'm the guest this time.
Yeah, how's that feel?
It feel weird. That's why I'm acting like this.
Yeah.
It feel weird.
Well, shit, let's get into like your story just a little bit, bro. Like, I don't know, you know, as much or little detail you want to get into. What was your introduction into, you know, being a producer, but then also getting into the content space as well, too. But we'll dig in a little bit. Tell me like a little introduction into your side of the producer journey.
I got into producing like high school, 2015, 2016. I used to be a trouble. Well, I'm a troublehead. Well, I used to be a troublehead. So like, man, I had went to Georgia. It was like my second time moving to Georgia. Mm-hmm. My mom sent me to live with my auntie and uncle, cause I was just getting in trouble in school a lot. So like, my auntie and uncle was a little bit more strict, but I was still getting in trouble. So they would take everything from me. I'm talking about they didn't know what to do, but they let me keep my laptop at all times because I was making beats. So honestly, yeah, I just always had my laptop on me, and I couldn't do nothing else because I stayed in trouble. So
yeah,
that's how I really got into music for real. I was listening to I used to watch the Metro cook-ups, like a good cook-up, like the Black and White joint, and like the 808 Mafia, Sunny Digital cook-ups. And then I started watching like Busy Works Beats, Mr. Different TV.
I haven't heard of him before. Mr. Different TV.
Yeah, Mr. He an OG. Mr. Different TV.
Huh.
Halfway. Yeah, I know Halfway from Split Mind, but I think his name used to be like D March or some shit back then. So I was just watching those tutorials and then kind of just got into music.
Yeah. So when did you get heavily invested into, you know, the content side of it? Like, what was
content
that transition
side,
like?
All right, so 2015, 2016 was doing music. And then after high school, I was gonna go to college. I mean, I went to college, but after high school, everybody went to like one of those bigger universities, but my GPA was messed up. So I had to go to a community college, and then like 2 weeks after that, I don't know, that shit was boring. So I just dropped out, and then I seen like this audio engineering school. It was I forgot how I seen it, but I remember calling them. And at the time, I was living in the country of Virginia, and this was in Richmond, so that's like an hour from Richmond. But I called them, they ain't pick up, and then like 3 weeks later, they called me and told me to come for like a tour or whatever. So the school basically like Art Institute or SAE, except for it's like smaller, so it's like all over the United States, and they just put you in a studio near you or like near your nearest city that got kind of like some music stuff going on, and you kind of do like lessons and internship for like 8 months to a year, and then after that you take some tests and you get your audio engineering certificate. So I did something like that, and then that was around like 2018. And then from 2018, right before the end of 2019, so from 2018 all the way to like December, November of 2019, I was working at Lowe's. And then after Lowe's, I work at Lowe's from like 12:30 to 9 p.m. And then from 9 p.m. until the rest of the night, until like 4 in the morning, I'd be engineering at the studio. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, and I had to drive an hour to get there, so it was a lot of work. But it was fun though, because it was just fun at the time. I had great mentors, audio engineer mentors that was helping me out and stuff. But basically, I always was tapped in with Producer Grind. I was watching Producer Grind since really their first podcast when they was doing like.
When was that? How old is Producer Grind? What did you say? 5 years maybe.
20. I think I know a Producer Grind like 2017. I remember. I think that first couple of interviews was like what's his name? Cassius J. Like they used to have a podcast. It wasn't even the camera. It just used to have like the little thumbnail as the podcast. And stuff. Yeah. So I was watching them all the way since back then. I think ProducerGrind, they was doing VIP sessions or events or whatever they call it. And I flew. Me and my boy Bush, we drove all the way up to New York, and we went to one of the events.
Oh, they had it in New York?
Yeah, they had one in New York at Quad Studios, and it was Superstar O.
Yeah.
Jetson made it. Damn, this was a minute ago. Superstar O, Jetson made it, and Sunny Digital, and I played some beats for Sunny and them, and that was fucking with me hard. So then that was September, and then in November they used to have these town hall meetings. To talk about like producer politics and business, and Sunny Digital used to talk about the producer union. I mean, he still do, but at that time it was like talked about a lot. So I remember I went down there, and bro, we drove 8 hours down there. First off, they was mad late. We was waiting outside. We was only there for an hour. Dylan, I'm roasting you, Virgo. That shit was mad, bro. Like, we drove 8 hours. And
to the town hall.
Yeah, we drove 8 hours to Atlanta, and then it was like it ain't start till like an hour later. And then I just remember it ended. Like Reggie came up and said, "Yeah, we got to get up out of here," because they was renting the building or whatever. But
this was before you were like a host.
Yeah, this is before. Like, they knew of me because like I said, I went to the VIP session in September. Yeah. And Sunny, that's how I got Sunny number and everybody's number and stuff. So around that time, this is the old crew. Like this is OG ProducerGrind. A lot of people don't even know about the OG ProducerGrind.
Tell us about it.
So this is back when it was Dylan. Keratin, the light skinned dude, Keratin, and JB. Yeah. I don't know if y'all watch them podcasts, but that was like OG producer, like, you know what I'm saying, vintage ProducerGrind. So at that time, I was making videos. And I always wanted to be like a YouTuber. Like I always wanted to make videos. I just
So we talking 2019 still, right?
Yeah, this is the end of 2019. So I had made a couple like videos.
Tutorials type shit?
Yeah, like tutorials, like some funny videos. At the time I was doing like a lot of like funny shit. So I always made like funny little producer videos. And I showed it to Keratin at the time after the town hall. And I was like, yo, I do videos. Y'all should start a check-in channel and drop like tutorials and videos on that channel. And I'll like film it and edit it and push all that if y'all just kind of like help promote it. It's a win-win situation. Like I make videos and y'all do that type shit. Yeah. So Keratin was like, that's hard. He gonna show it to Dylan. And I think like after like a couple weeks, that was November. So then December, man, I low-key forget how it happened, but I think I ended up calling Dylan. And I was like, yo, I low-key kind of forget. It was something like, this what happened. I remember what happened. I got fired from Lowe's, bro. I was playing Call of Duty. This is 2019, so Modern Warfare.
Lowe's? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Lowe's?
2019 Call of Duty was fire, bro. So I was playing that. I ended up going to work that day. I was terrible at that job. Like they hate. The only reason why I didn't get fired a long time ago, because the way that job worked, only the headquarters could fire you. Like the store manager can't fire you. So I just always find a loophole not to get fired. Okay. But I ain't find a loophole that day. So they sent me. They told me not to come back. They told me not to come back. So I'm panicking.
In the back room.
I called Dylan and I'm like, yo, let's get this team on. Let's get this second YouTube channel jumping. Like I'll make these videos. And Dylan's one of those guys where it's like, you got to show me. So he was like, make a video. Send it to me, and I'll see what I think about it. So at that time, I did that, and then the main engineer at the studio.
What kind of video was it?
I don't know. I think I just cooked up one of their kits that they dropped in like November and October.
You cooked up one of the kits? Like you would just make it with it? You said?
Yeah, I was just making the beat.
What was the idea for the second channel, I guess?
It was for their kits.
For the kits,
yeah, it was for their kits and like tutorials, just to have more content outside the podcast. So I cooked up to their like I think they had some shit called a Popeyes kit. You remember that when the Popeyes chicken sandwich came out? Yeah. They dropped a kit to that was like themed that. So I think I cooked up to that. And then at that same time when I got fired, the main engineer at the studio, he took a vacation. And his vacation was only supposed to be a month. But he ended up being on vacation all the way up till May. So I became the main engineer that day. And then I did that video, sent it back to Dylan. At the time, I didn't edit videos. I didn't know nothing about making.
So you just shot the whole video raw and then just...
I shot the whole video and I paid my boy who do music videos like $300 to edit it. Like he was taxing me to edit those videos. So I sent that to Dylan. It was trash, dog water, booty. But Dylan was rocking with it.
He was rocking with it, though?
So at that time, it was like he said he's gonna start like a Team PG channel, and he had another dude named Fernuto at the time, who was on the same type of time like I was with the videos. So that's how the channel came about. And then, to be honest,
what was that channel called? It's not the Clips channel. Like,
nah, it's a Team Producer Grind channel.
Team Producer Grind. Yeah.
So that's how that channel came about. And for the first couple months, I'm not even gonna say first couple months, for the whole year, we ain't know what we was doing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we was figuring, that was really just our year, figuring shit out, having fun.
Just trying ideas.
Yeah, we didn't know what we was doing, man. Half of those videos, I know half of those videos of me, I took down. You feel me? We didn't know what we was doing.
See, that's like a part that a lot of producers or just people in general need to hear about. That stage where you don't know what you're doing, and like you're just feeling confident, just putting it out there, testing ideas, and like seeing what works. So like, how did you what was your process of being, I have this idea, and then actually getting it out there? Like, you just would you have some type of?
I know one thing. I always knew like I want the best, and I always knew like I was always trying to get better, like as far as just making beats. So I started live streaming on that channel like stupid early, and that's what helped that channel grow a lot, because it was around COVID, so everybody was at the crib, and won't nobody really live streaming like how I was live streaming. Like, I would live stream for like, and at the time I didn't have a studio like at my crib or nothing. I didn't even have a computer. I was using the studio. We had the studio B room. I was using their computer. I only had a camera, so I'll wake up, go to the studio, and I start live streaming around like lunchtime. And then what I used to do is I used to put a Zoom in there. I used to live stream while on Zoom, so people could join on Zoom while I'm live streaming, show their cameras, show their faces.
On YouTube or Twitch or
live streaming on YouTube on the Team PG channel. Yeah, so they could join Zoom. Well, we'll be chatting it up on Zoom. It'll be people watching that be chatting on the chat. It'll be the cameras on Zoom and stuff, and I kind of just did that every day. Like I said, I started at noon. Yeah,
people weren't getting weird with that. You just anybody join.
It was it was a lot of weird, toxic, funny moments. But it was fun though. Like I said, we started at noon, and then I'll make about 10 beats, and then at around 5 o'clock, what I used to do, I get the loops out to the whole live stream, and I give them 2 hours to cook up. And then they'll submit it back, and we'll listen to like 100 beats every day, and see who flipped who made the hardest beat out of the loop that they were supposed to flip that I made. So I did that every day, and I started to build like a little, I ain't even gonna say a community, like a family, because all those guys are still.
This is still before you were a host on Producer Grind, right?
Yeah, this is way before. This is just strictly Team Producer Grind. So we really just built a family for real, and to this day, like it's a lot of those guys that are up right now, like Juco, who's like super multi-platinum. Blackie, who started one of the guys who started like a whole underground wave.
So these are just people that were, messing around with the content on Team Producer Grind with you. And
that's just always kick it, and just was a supporter since day one. And like I said, I was real like, we was real like just ourselves outside of a producer. So like we attracted like a certain type of a community of producers who were just like kind of like ourselves. Most of the time it wasn't even about producing. We were just on Zoom making beats and talking about everyday stuff. So that's how I kind of built that.
Do you feel like you are like, do you have any problems with overthinking or creative? I made this creative thing, I invested 10 hours into it, and now it's like, it's not exactly what I want to do. Do you just press play and just release it anyways, or just how do you feel about those situations?
Not now. Back then I was like, in 2021, 2020, there was times like for a month I'll drop a video every day, and people think like I used to like just make a whole bunch of videos and schedule them. I'll wake up 6 in the morning and make the video, edit it, and get it dropped by 12 o'clock. So like at that time I was just trying to get stuff out, push it, and just build, you feel me? And I was really like just taking like the Team PG channel with everything and just telling everybody like I got this and just push it. And shout out to Dylan, because he was just really letting me do what I do, knowing I still had a whole bunch of room to grow in different areas and stuff like that. But as far as like overthinking, I do that a lot. Even to this day I overthink. It'll be Sundays where I'll be, excited, get all this done and stuff, and then it'll be days where I don't even think, I think of PG or all the little stuff I done did as nothing. I still think like I haven't even started yet. I feel like I'm just on some like regular like
I mean shit, bro. You have it. I mean you've started and you've gotten to a good point, but you have a super bright future ahead of you, especially with the blog content, bro. You have a great personality for that. So like I was wondering, so I'm shooting my first blog ever today that I'm gonna release my Atlanta trip because we in Atlanta. I guess I didn't say that at the beginning of this, but we in Atlanta. Came out here to shoot the first episodes, and I'm thinking in my head like, how much of this am I actually gonna put into the blog? Like for you, is there a lot of shit that you just, like you put everything into the blog, or you kind of like not everything, but like
most of the part we put everything into the vlog. Our podcasts are very raw. So let me explain y'all the podcast stuff. First off, if you know, you know. I hate the podcast. I do not like doing the podcast.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, I don't like doing the podcast, man. Everybody know that. I don't like doing the podcast. I'm not a talker. Yeah. Unless I'm like people like I'm real comfortable with.
Bro, I would never guess from the camera shit, from the content shit. Like I feel like you were a huge talker. I'm not gonna lie, you were a little quiet when you came in here, and I was a little surprised. Like,
that's how I am though. I'm real quiet around like we got to get real close for me to really start like just vibing out with you and stuff. But as far as the podcast started right when I moved to Atlanta. So this was on like May 2021. And a little bit before May 2021, I was doing like these videos on Zoom called Straight Sauce. And those videos wasn't even supposed to be on the main channel. I was going to post it on Team Producer Grind. It's kind of like, you know how like Kavi does his videos now? It was like those. I just did them way before. But Dylan liked the format and how I edited it and posted it on the main channel. So it kind of like classified itself as an interview. And around that time, Dylan was already moved out of Atlanta. So it was really nobody there in Atlanta
I didn't know he moved.
Handle all the content and stuff. So I moved to Atlanta and it just worked out perfectly. He was like, yo, you should do the interviews and take over the podcast and stuff.
Wow.
And it worked out for me because I moved to Atlanta not really knowing everybody. Like I said, this is it's a difference between like industry and then the online shit. So when you're an online person coming into the industry world, it's not the same thing. Like you got to work your way right back up type shit. So I had to build all those relationships, and I thought of the podcast as a way to build relationships. That's the only reason why I did it.
Really?
So at that time,
so you weren't super passionate about it. It was one of those things where it's like, I just got to take this opportunity. It's a great opportunity.
Oh no, I was happy about it, but it was like.
You didn't get like excited it kind of feels a little bit like a job, you know what I mean? Like
it wasn't on some like, oh, I got all these bright ideas and I'm gonna take it to this level. It was just more like, okay, this is my chance to break the water with these guys I actually been watching or wanted to lock in with since like high school and kind of build a relationship there. So that's how we looked at it. And when we started that when I hopped on the podcast, it was me and JB, and JB. It's JV and I'm on TV. So first couple episodes of the podcast, we was real like chill, laid back, just how he is every day. And we still like that to this day. But as we drop more podcasts, we just kind of grew with it and just like we still even try to get better. Even with the Sunny podcast, we add in more stuff. So like every day, it's not like we just do the podcast and be like, it is what it is. Like we just try, we try every day to get better and see what we could do better with the podcast. But if you know, you know.
Producers gotta realize, I know producers, a lot of producers are producers because they kind of like being behind the scenes and more low key. They're not like artists and as flashy and all that. So
for sure.
I would say I was kind of like that too. And it's just by being on camera for a certain amount of time, you really start to find your personality and you grow into it. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things. You just got to break that ice and just really get into it. So I think something I'm really interested about in general is just like the inner workings of Producer Grind and like how like that real behind the scenes stuff that I look around and I don't really see that much behind the scenes stuff about Producer Grind, like what you guys are like. So like what's the team like in Producer Grind? Who's on the team, would you say?
On Producer Grind, so a lot of people think Dylan ain't on Producer Grind no more. It's literally his shit. You know what I'm saying?
He be answering all his emails. So.
It's literally like every day behind the scenes, me, Dylan, Ben, and Varrock. Ben, he hands on with Dylan, controlling all the back work stuff like website.
Are they producers too? Or are they Ben and?
Ben and Varrock is producers. Varrock's our video editor. He's doing all our Instagram stuff, helping us doing all the editing and stuff. He's the one that be editing, helping edit all this content and stuff. And Ben's like real hands on with Dylan as far as like kits and launches and all that type of stuff. So as far as that, that's like the main. And then we got team producer grind members. So we got Alec, Juco, we got YB, Meek.
What's it mean to be a team producer grind member?
Back then it was we were back then like 2021, 2020 we approached the team producer grind channel like the internet money channel, so it was kind of like a content label.
Okay.
But it's not like that now. Now all these guys are just sound designers. And we got producer grind got hella sound designers, probably like 30, I probably want to say like 40 or maybe 50 sound designers outside of an actual contract now. So
really? So what's that look like to be a sound designer working with you? I'm actually not even too familiar with what that means.
A sound designer? So people think the podcast is our main thing, but it's really not. I tell people the podcast is community service. We sell kits. That's what we do. We sell kits. You know, we sell kits well. And we bring in a lot of industry producers and help them sell their kids too. Yeah. So
I thought it was interesting when I looked at the producer grind page and like really analyzed it. The first thing you say is the industry's main. What does it say? The industry's main source for loop or.
Yeah, for sure. As far as like Atlanta culture, Atlanta sound and stuff. But yeah, that's really our main thing. Like we sell kits, so we got a lot of guys who make sounds and they even back then they even put their own kits on there and stuff like that. So. Yeah.
So how do you guys choose? Like, so when you sell kit, is it for? I apologize. I'm sure most of your audience knows this already, but I don't make beats. But like, when you sell a kit, do you choose? I guess this is a selfish question because I want to start selling kits too with producer royalty. But how do you like go about formulating them and putting them together, and choosing what to put? What's the workflow for putting a kit together?
Now it's completely different how we did it back then. But now we kind of go about our launches real different now. Like we'll probably do like we drop these production suites now, which is basically like a multi-kit, and a multi-kit is basically a whole bunch of smaller kits put together. So you got like a sample kit, a drum kit, and like presets put together. That's a multi-kit. Okay. So basically a production suite, what we call it, is basically a multi-kit, but it's big, it's huge. You feel me? We're talking about 100 samples, royalty free, one shots, drums, stems, midis, all that put together. So basically, we try to stack up a whole bunch of product and really increase the value of that product and give it to y'all for really dirt cheap or nothing, to be honest. So that's kind of how we build our production suites now. We build our production suites with a kind of like a purpose. Like before we even make the sounds or have the sound designers go to work, we kind of think
up with a theme first.
Not even a theme, kind of like, okay, what's a problem and how can we solve it? And then that's how we kind of approach our suite. So okay, a lot of producers using loops. I know producers want to learn how to make their own samples. How do we solve that? So we put together these huge one shots, and specifically one shots because some producers might not have the money to buy VSTs. So we supply y'all with waves. So y'all don't have to, go get those third-party VSTs and stuff. And then we provide you with MIDI, so it's easier to make melodies. Then we provide you with presets. It's easier to mix it. And then we give you a bonus of some course videos so we could show you step-by-step how to use the sound. So that's kind of how we value and put our stuff together and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. So what about the podcast shoots? Like, how do the bookings usually go down?
Bookings?
Then day of the shoot.
Bookings, that's another thing. We probably get podcasts done a lot more, but I'm terrible at follow-up. I'm terrible at texting. Yeah. Terrible.
Really?
Dylan, same way.
Yeah?
Yeah. And produce.
Even if it's like freaking, you've had major guests the last,
Metro?
Yeah.
But, okay, Metro was a year in the making. Like, Metro did the $1 million worth of game interview a whole year before our interview. And when he did that, I think he posted he posted something on IG and was like, yo, who should I do an interview with next? And I think Dylan commented on the PG account and was like, do it with us. And then he DM'd us. So that happened. But that was a whole year before. So you feel me? So it took a year. Like, I had got his number. Dylan gave me his number after that, and I was talking to Metro for like a whole year until we did the interview. So sometimes it takes a year. Sometimes we don't even talk to the guys. Like, we'll talk to their manager. I think Hit Boy, we was talking to his manager. Timberland, we had like 50,000 meetings with Beat Club before we did the actual Timberland interview. And then there's some guys who we just hit up and we'll do the interview the next day or something.
Yeah.
It really just really depends, but
yeah.
it just depends,
What about
really.
day of? Like, how's the
Day
shoot
of.
look like day of? Like, it's like
we did one like the
get
day
to work?
before. I think Money Music had came into town. Now
When I say day of, I mean like what's shoot day look like? Like,
Oh,
you
shoot
got
day?
Metro Boomin pulling up. And it's like, you know.
To be honest, like I said, before the Sunny Digital, the newest Sunny Digital interviews that just dropped, it was a behind the scenes camera work, one man team. I come in with the cameras. We had 2 cameras. Dylan gave me these old Black Magic cameras when he let me take control of the podcast. So I set up the cameras. We mostly film at Parhelion Studios because we have a good relationship with them as far as the business and stuff. So we shoot there, but if we get tired of it or we don't want to do it on a little table, we'll just find another location to shoot. It's real simple, but I set up the cameras. I got these little lights from Best Buy, set those up. We got the Zoom recorder and we got some podcast mics with some arms, and I just find where to set it up. It takes like 30, 40 minutes to set up.
Yeah.
Make sure the lighting's straight and everything. And I press record. I don't usually have nobody checking the audio or the cameras. I just get up every now and then, check myself. And
Yeah, even right now, I'm a little nervous. I set this whole shit up right now, and I'm like, are we sure?
yeah, exactly how you did it is how I would do. How I do
same
it.
thing? Yeah.
So
Word.
after we do that, that's really much it. And we'll write the questions like a couple days before. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Do you have any type of, not rituals or anything that really gets you in the flow to, like, feel super present and confident, like during those shoots or anything like that?
Man, as long as they ain't acting Hollywood or weird.
Yeah.
And like some guys come in talking about like, we're not gonna talk about this. Or I don't want to talk about my baby mama. Like, bro, it's a producer podcast, bro.
Yeah,
We don't care. We're
do
not
that.
gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
But some guys will come in just like they'll be super like we done had some weird moments on the podcast. I ain't gonna lie, but I don't be tripping no more. It just is what it is. Like as long as
it's
you
just part of it. It's
as
just
long as
part of
you-
the shit. Yeah.
just play it on
you know.
while the camera recording. Just act like you on some chill. But
Yeah.
you ain't after like we record. Then sure, I'm cool with
Is
that.
there any surprises that have come from working with these like really big guys? Like anything you've been surprised about, whether that's working with them in the studio or I guess in on the podcast specifically? Or it just feels like, at a certain point, like these big guys, you know what I mean?
I mean, it kind of feels normal now.
Yeah.
I know the Metro interview was a real big interview for me personally, only because that's who got me into producing.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite producer, you feel me? That's like
Yeah.
idol type shit. So that was one of my
And he
favorite
gave you
interviews.
3 hours too. Like,
3 hours,
that's
and I wanted to do
crazy.
longer. Mimi was sick. I wanted to do longer. It was so much more. Like if I show y'all the doc, it was so much more I could have asked.
God damn.
But we
You're a
had to
good
wrap
boy.
it up.
Yeah,
You
he
feel
was
me?
down with that.
But I'm
That's
pretty sure
fire.
Metro gonna swing back again. You feel me? I still tapped in with Metro, so I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So for you personally, on I guess as the host of Producer Grind, but I guess also more so probably just as a producer and engineer. You engineer too, I assume, right?
Not since I moved
so
to
much?
Atlanta.
Oh no,
Yeah.
not anymore.
Mm-mm.
How do you choose who to work with? On the producer side and artists, like, do you go mostly off of vibes or mostly off of talent?
As far as like locking in, like pulling up on people, actual like in real life, it got to be all vibe. Most you could be trash as fuck, and I don't care if the vibe is cool. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, as far as online, just I'm scrolling on Instagram. Who do I want to work with? Everybody. Like y'all gotta understand. It's so much music being put out, and it's easy right now because we in this little mode where it's like we in this mode where like the market knows exactly what they want. TikTok and Instagram runs the sound. You feel me?
The market knows what it wants. What do you mean by that?
Like the sample route is real popular right now. It's probably the easiest way to kind of just build up your catalog and your resume. And it's real easy to see like what the market likes as far as samples, like the Memphis type of vibes or the Pain loops or the Atlanta loops. You feel me? Like it's easy to get in the market of the samples and stuff. So as far as like online, I DM everybody. If y'all watch my vlog channel, it's literally a channel I started 20. I don't know when I started that channel, but recently I posted vlogs on there. for the last couple months, and I literally show y'all every day like what I do. I wake
your
up.
DMs give me anxiety, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You said what?
Your DMs give me anxiety, bro. I'm not gonna lie, cause I like on the vlog, you be scrolling through it. I'm just like, like in the last day, I'm like, God.
But I make sure I get through them all. Yeah. It be like 3 weeks later, I'll be responding.
Yeah,
but it be days I take out and I get to them all, because the reason why I do that, I DM 25 people a day. Somebody was telling me, I think it was a Cloud YB, or somebody was saying like a whole bunch of projects dropped yesterday. And last night I was just DMing. I was going on the projects, seeing who the credits is, and DMing them type shit. And just locking in. I lock in with everybody, and I try to send to everybody. I don't care, bro. It's just shooting your shot. People try to make it look like you a hoe for shooting your shot, and it's just weird. Like the producers' politics is real hypocritical. Like same thing when producers be like, oh, why you send me loops? You send to everybody else, but you want to hop on the podcast and complain about an artist telling you why you sent the beat to everybody else. Nigga, it's the same thing. What you talking about? Like, you see what I'm saying?
Nah, 1,000,000%, bro. So you don't feel like, so for me, I'm trying to get more into like, through Producer Royalty, you know, there's a lot of producers that I work with, and I was in the DMs. Like one day I spent like 4 hours in DMs or on phone calls, and I was like, trying to really work through that, because I'm trying to help people out, and I guess my DMs are a little bit more business and maybe like more less creative focused. But for me, like when my DMs are just flooded, I'm answering so many DMs, like I have creative block, or I guess like some type of block in my head. You don't experience that really? Like if you have all these people, kind of, how do you separate yourself from that? I assume you must a little bit. You know what I mean?
Like creative block?
Yeah, well, I guess maybe it's a little different. But yeah, you don't feel like that? Like if your DMs, if you're talking to people all day, like, and you know, you don't feel like you're really like alone with your creativity?
I don't know. I guess it's easy for me to just isolate myself.
Yeah. And
just make music. Like yesterday, I made 2 beats yesterday, but it's probably the hardest 2 beats I done made this month so far. It was a pop beat and an R&B beat. And Steven, shout out to Steven Cymatics, he had gave me a couple synths for free, a Prophet X and a Mellotron. So I took it home, locked in, made some beats, and the whole time my phone was going stupid because I be posting on my story like weeklies and stuff. So, you know, everybody trying to get samples. But I don't know, I just put the phone down and isolate yourself. I'm not gonna water down the mentality of this stuff, but I will say it's not as hard as people think as far as just your mental and just easy stuff you could do. Like a lot of people procrastinate on certain things, and if you just do it, you'll be like, damn, I could have been doing this for a long time. I did that. All right, so I've been doing content since 2020. I just started really put like 100% industry stuff April, May. That's here. Like all the little placements I got before then was just on some barely trying. Like it was just barely trying, like on some here. But now I'm like full. I see it in the vlogs. I'm full throttle with it now. So y'all literally see it. And this is why I'm really just talking about the vlogs, because all I did in these vlogs, like even now, I'm just planting seeds, bro. Next year, we're going to be back here and y'all going to see those seeds grow and stuff. And it can't be no excuse, because I'm going to show it to you. And there's plenty of other videos and plenty of other like testimonials and producers who done showed you this. If you just get your mental straight, bro, it's not that hard.
I love how in the content you were putting like one of your titles was, "This is how I tried to get placements. Check back with me in 6 months," or something like that. I'm sure that's really keep holding you. Because one thing I've learned for myself is like by putting my goals on the internet and telling people publicly, like it extra reinforces myself to really actually go out there and do that. You know what I mean?
And like my community holds me accountable, bro. They'll let me know. Like even I had people DM me like all this week, bro, where the vlog at? Which I got, don't really? Go be consistent, TB. And I'm talking to Raz, my editor. I'm like, all right, let's get this next vlog in. Like let's get it up. So like that's exactly why I post on my story, or you know what I'm saying, post that, because it holds me accountable. And it be sometimes if I hate feeling like doing something, I'm just not trying to do it right now, I'll literally post it and be like, yo, I got this dropping on this day, y'all. Nowhere near done, but I just told y'all it's dropping that day, so now I have to get it done. That's how I get myself working. You feel
that
me?
Is a great idea. I love that idea. That's fire. So are you somebody that executes, like if you have an idea, do you try to just make it happen like as soon as possible, or do you kind of sit on it a little bit? I'm sure it depends, of course.
I got so much shit I be sitting on, like so much stuff. And it's crazy because people really think... people think like I'm slaving like every day. Like I wake up 24/7 slave, maybe sleep 1 hour a day. but it's not like that. Like, and that's why I said I didn't want to water down like the mental, because that mental stuff is very, very, very important. But what I would say is, man, if you just surround yourself around people who got the work ethic like you or want to be where you're at, it gets easier because y'all help each other out. Like, for example, me, I got Dylan. So, you know, as far as producer grind, I got Dylan, I got Ben. We hands-on. We talk every day. We have meetings every week. So I'm hands-on. As far as just industry stuff, making samples or making beats, y'all see the vlogs. It's always somebody at my crib. You feel me? Always somebody there where I could work with. And I be on Discord every day. It'd be me, Max Shooter, Juco, all the sample maker guys. We on Discord every day. I always surround myself around people, just people who want to work like me and just producers. And honestly, that's what makes it not feel like a job. So I don't know. People be like we working, but it just really feel like we just living life. But yeah, we is working, but it just feel like we just living life because I'm just surrounding myself around people. And I know a lot of producers, y'all be feeling like, you know, just real isolated in the house and stuff. But man, it's so many like networks and tools out here. Like I really feel like some of y'all, man, I just not taking advantage of it for real. Like the Discord and the Instagrams and the producer blogs. Like, bro, I think producer culture charge like, I don't know, like I think they charge like $200 for Instagram posts.
Yeah.
Man, that Instagram post will take you a long way, bro.
Facts.
It will take you a long way. Like those industry guys do look at like producer grind and producer culture and whatever other producer royalty, produce spotlight. Like they look at those. And if your shit hard, they might be like, send me something, and that's your start of a relationship. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Like, man, take advantage of all this stuff out here because it really wasn't like that. Like 2015, 2016, kids could come now and be hard in like 7 months. It took us like a couple years to be, just to get somewhere decent. You see what I'm saying? Like, take advantage.
Yeah, 1,000,000%, bro. So for you, like, how I'm trying to picture you in these rooms because I know you say that you move around. You said in one of the blogs you're at all the events in Atlanta, always trying to move around in there. For you, as a self-described quiet guy, are you somebody that's like kind of patient networker? For you, I'm sure it's probably easy to be a patient networker now because people like know who you are at this point, or like an opportunistic networker. Like if I see this guy, I want to kind of really shoot my shot with him, I guess, in a sense. If he's in the room.
I'm a very shy networker.
Shy networker.
Put it like that. So, yeah, it makes the job 10 times easier if they see me and be like, oh, yeah, I know you from somewhere, ProducerGrind, you be doing a podcast. Oh, yeah, tap in with me. Let's do something. And it's like, damn, thank you. He just did all the work for me.
Yeah.
And then it be times where they don't got a clue, what's going on, and I got to figure out how to approach them. But how I always approach stuff is like, because like I said, I'm mostly like hip-hop producer. We mostly all hip-hop producers. We all make the same shit as far as beats and stuff. Like, we got to have some type of value besides beats, man. Especially because, most of these guys do this shit themselves. You got Splice, Arcade, got all this stuff. Like, it got to be more value than beats. So, if it's somebody who don't know me at all, I approach them. I always got the camera on me, so they thinking I do music videos or something. But it's like, nah, on TB, ProducerGrind, I do podcasts and stuff for producers. I be like, we interview this, and this guy. I just want to tap in with you. Get my number down and stuff. And I also be like, we also sell kits, man. If you got any kits or something, let's talk about that. I'll put it on the site. I hit them with some sales numbers. Like, we did this, and that. Oh, yeah, for sure. Get my number. Boom. I get their number. We'll talk about an interview or a vlog or something, or just getting something. I don't always want to do an interview because, like I said, some of these guys are just like, producers who just get some loops, add some drums, get their placements. So not really too much to talk about on an interview. But, let's get a vlog in. Let's make some social media content. And after that, it would just lead to, like, let me get your email. Or let me hear some of your stuff, TB. Send it. And, just lock in like that. So that's kind of how I really approach.
That makes a lot of sense, bro. Because it's really ridiculous in a sense where I was in the mall. I was in Atlanta. I was walking around with my camera, too. And I got approached by 3 guys that saying I got approached by guys is crazy. But I got approached by 3 guys. Just asking me like, yo, what do you do? You in videography? And I kind of explain what I do. Then I like, what about you, bro? And I make music. Cool. Like, what kind of sound you make? Hip hop. All right. Like, what's your style though? Like anything like, nah, you just gotta hear it. Like, all right, so you just gave me absolutely nothing about you to latch onto. I'm not going to remember this. There's nothing about you that's unique that I'm going to remember at all. You know what I mean? So it's like, I love how you say you got to make yourself valuable. You can't that can't be the only thing that you do. Like I feel like it's a huge problem that people can't really pitch themselves. There has to be some type of pitch that you have about yourself that makes people remember you, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, I guess I got the perk of PG or the perk of just making content.
Yeah.
But you could have that perk too. Like, if you really look at content, like who makes content, industry content, like actually show industry stuff, it's not that many producers. Like, it's a lot of producers right now fighting for their lives, trying to make bread on BeatStars, bro. But if you add up all the producers on YouTube and Instagram who make reels, you brought less than 100 of those guys. And you got like thousands of people fighting on BeatStars. No, love BeatStars. I'm just saying though.
Yeah.
If you've been doing that for a couple years and it ain't working, I ain't saying abandon that, but I'm saying if you look at guys who came up off the content, it took them like a year, 2 years. Look at Max Shooter, man. The man just made turn your click
not a long time at all. That's so fucking quick.
It's a cheat code, man. It's a cheat code, bro.
Yeah, it's completely underserved. Like, why do you think this is, though? Because it seems so obvious. Me getting into the space, I mean, I am coming from a unique business perspective, especially a legal perspective. That's even more rare. But so I kind of knew that it would take off pretty quickly. But, like, why do like it seems like anybody who really gets really invested into content and it looks fire, like it seems like the standard is a little bit low in the producer community for like content. Like people blow up quick. The producers are online, they're watching shit, they're collaborating, they talk. Like you can blow up so quickly.
Because it's a lot. Okay, producers. Most of producers have this personality where we're to ourselves, introverts, kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? That's most of us. I'm that person too, you feel me? So it's like, I could definitely see where a lot of producers come from. They don't want to be on camera. They don't want to, you know what I'm saying, be on the spotlight or show their sauce or whatever you call it. Which is cool, bro. But nothing lasts forever. This social media is not going to last forever. This wave that we're at not going to last forever. 10 years from now, it's going to be something totally different. You're going to have to be making money a different type of way. Right now, it's the easiest time to make money, gang. Personally, I would take advantage of it now while it is what it is. And I don't mean to, listen, y'all, I don't mean to be cutthroat on this podcast, but if you know me, I just tell it how it is. I got a friend named Chaotic. If you, as a follower of ProducerGrind, y'all know Chaotic. He's a little bit older than me. I've been telling this man every day for a year and a half to make content. He's one of the hardest producers I know. He taught me a lot of stuff. He helped me get fire and good. I'm telling you, he brought my production up to a huge level. He's a big part of just helping me and just giving me sauce and knowledge. And I tell him, bro, you could just make one video, and with your personality, he's real like a roaster. He's just funny. Man, you could have crazy videos and be up. Bro, still having to this day, man. You know what I'm saying? Chaotic, I'm on your ass, boy. Make some content, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
Don't be like that guy, bro, because, like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about the industry stuff. Like, I could have been taking advantage of the sample game and all this stuff, but I was really just chilling, playing with it, comfortable with, you know, the money I was making off of kits and just playing around with it. But now I'm going full throttle with it. You see what I'm saying? So do it now, man. Don't take advantage of the content. Like, I'm telling y'all, I've seen a lot of producers come in and eat off of it. You feel me? And move to Atlanta off the content. I moved to Atlanta off Patreon. I didn't even move to Atlanta off of kits. Kits was just a big bag I just had stacked up. I moved to Atlanta off of my Patreon, bro, back off of 2021. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I'm just letting y'all know, man. The money is still there. I'm going to just...
so much room in the space.
Man, listen, y'all. People, let's take Kavi, for example, man. Kavi, my boy, he's going crazy right now on the internet. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I remember when I did the Straight Sauce video with Kavi, I was telling him, like, what we was making off of kits. And just talking to him, like, I was just... like I said, once you get me in the mode, I just get to talking. So I was talking to Kavi, and now look at him, bro going crazy with the kits now, you feel me? Yep. And people think when they drop kits, you could just cap out like at 5K. No, man. There's guys I know making hundreds of thousands of dollars on a weekend, you know? Shout out to y'all, gang. You know what I'm talking about. You feel me? Like, they going crazy off kits, man. So, like, that could be y'all too, man. This producer community. It's a lot of money to be made. It's a lot of routes y'all could take with this. And shit, I say take them all. Don't ever say, oh, because you're doing this route, you can't do this route. That's bullshit, bro. You could do all the routes in this. You go full throttle with it, and you can make it easy if you just find some like minds, like yourself, and just build together, bro. Literally, that's all it takes. Build together, do it every day, and write that shit down, bro. Just put the plan together and write that shit down, bro. Literally.
Bro, you are sharing so much fucking. I like, yo, bro. You really spitting right now, bro. You got. I could keep going all day, bro. I'm like want to keep saying yes, but I don't want to ruin your clips because you.
Oh no, once I get talking, it's a route. It's a route. You got me in my mode now.
Yeah. So on the content side, what would you say are some variables that are in your content that you've noticed? Like, if I do this, it does well, versus if I do this, it doesn't. Like. Any variables or things, types of videos in general?
I'm still trying to figure that out. Producer content changes all around. Like right now, tutorials are kind of dead, right? But are they? Feel me? Like I don't know, man. It's so many variables with this producer content stuff. The only thing I would definitely say, when you make your content and you got a video that's working for you. Let's say you got a video you did how to make. Let's say you did a video all about the music business, right?
Shout out to New Edition and All About the Music Business.
Shout out to them, right? So you made a video all about the music business, and that video went crazy. Okay, keep making videos about this until your views drop. Okay, don't go get a viral video with this, and then your next video is 10 reasons why I hate MacBook or something. Like, no, bruh. Once this video pops off, you need to make 10 videos about this and stay consistent, bro. You feel me? And those views will keep going. And then once those views keep going, just pick a certain amount of days you want to upload. You feel me? Like on my vlog channel, I try to upload every week and a half. Like I can't go past a week and a half. You feel me? And with the vlogs, shout out to my editor Raz. He tried to make them look like a movie, man. So
he does a great job.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, does a crazy good job with it. So I let him do his thing and put all the pieces together with the vlogs and stuff like that. But just pick a routine on when to upload and stuff, man. And really, when it comes to the content and just being consistent with anything you do, it's really just setting goals and just doing it. Like literally, if you just write what you needed, this is my goal. You write that down. How do I get to this goal? And then you got all your steps. And then just put dates on your steps. Literally. You don't need no $5 app or tools or, I need $20 for this book or none of that. You're using all that to procrastinate to wait another day. You need your notes on your phone or a pen and paper to get it done. Or Notion. It's free. Shout out to Kavi. Y'all sleeping on it. He even got a template for it. Literally, just plan out your day, bro. It's not that hard, bro. You know, even if you're not getting it all done at once, getting like 2% or something done, as long as you're getting something done, as long as it's still progress, like it's still good, bro.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy, bro. Let me just check this camera real quick because my show anxiety is kicking in. Because you spitting too much for me to miss this. Yes, we good. Straight. 57 minutes. There we go. 50 minutes in. I bet. Say less. Let's do another 10 minutes.
Yeah, 50. That's great.
Yeah, that went by fast or slow?
Super fast. Felt like 15.
Yeah. Shit. I bet. So I wanted to take it back to, let's see, what do I want to talk about? So let's take it back to networking just a little bit. When you're in these big rooms, do you ever feel like a little bit of an imposter? Like, do you ever get imposter syndrome a little bit? And if so, how do you work through that?
All right, when I be in these rooms, it's my first time, I go super try hard, bro. Because they be trying to hold me. You feel me? Especially, like I said, when this be the online, you go into the industry stuff. In Atlanta, it's just like LA, man. It's just a ghetto Hollywood, bro. So
really? There's
a lot of egos and people, and you got these producers that'll be like, oh, don't let them touch. You know, in their mind, there's a lot of like little boying going on. You feel me? So every time I approach the room, it's my first time. I go in there like everybody against me, and I be on some. Not as far as like my attitude or anything, but in my mind, I was like, I got something to prove. Let me put it like that. So when it's my turn to get on that laptop, until somebody tell me to get up, I'm not getting up. And I'm making that shit from scratch, and I'm cooking it up, at a fast pace. And I get up and turn around, and Let me get your number, bro. Let's log in. Send me that shit. That's how you know you did a good job. So that's how I approach this stuff. I don't come in with a super crazy ego and be like, oh, we need to sell kits, or this is how much money I make, or this and that. I stay quiet until it's my turn, and when I get on the laptop, I cook that shit up. And yeah, once I get the approvals, it's cool, man. Okay, it's a vlog, right? It's a vlog. I think it's like maybe the second vlog I posted. And shout out to Cloud, man. Cloud be kicking it with me and shit. So he signed a Crash Dummy TM88, and he told me to pull up to one of these sessions at Sunny Studios one time. So I pushed up, and I ain't coming there on no crazy shit. I knew some of the guys like Akachi, Icy Moon. I've been sending them samples for months and shit. So literally, yo, what's up, bro? How you doing? You been checking out those samples? You been fucking with them? Oh hell yeah! I'll text you the beats back to your phone right now. Meet TM and shit. And I'm not trying to I'm not hogging the computer. Oh, what's your favorite plugins and none of that? I'm just letting them cook up. And when it's my turn, I get on there. I cook that shit up. Oh, yeah, TB hard. Yeah, TB been hard. He been sending the samples in. And that just makes me feel better because, people fucking with me. I know they've been using my shit. And I'm not just doing too much. I'm just going in different rooms, adding what I could add, shit like that. And if they tell me to come back, I know I did something right. Yeah. So that's how I really just approach it. For real.
That definitely makes sense. I can tell you're an expert at that at this point. It seems like you
got
a calculator.
I be calculated.
Yeah, see, all right, this is something that I've noticed mixed feedback on. So some people say when you're networking to try to keep it like a personalized conversation, like you're not talking about the business necessarily. I guess maybe it's a little different in music, like on the creative side. But like some people say, yeah, like I said, to talk about personal stuff like sports, family, like where you're from, versus for me, what I usually do is I when I go into a room, I'm usually the guy that's asking a million questions about your business and showing like particularized interest in what you're doing. How do you feel about that? Like, where do you stand?
All right, this is what bad advice comes in. It's bad advice.
Whatever works for you, bro.
Y'all take this how y'all want to take it, bro. Me personally, I do not care about no music business, and that's me personally. The reason why is because. And this is why I feel like producers, y'all should do content. Before I came to Atlanta, before I decided to let me chase placements, which, yes, I admit, I chase placements, I chase opportunities. If y'all want to clown a nigga for that, I do not care. Because y'all laugh at a nigga now, and then when someone gets up like Benny X, y'all all want to send them samples. So I don't care. I'll placement chase, I'll do all that. But me being a content creator and me selling kits and digital products, whatever, I already could live off that. I already make money off that. I already made myself sustainable off of that. You feel me? So when it comes to advances and publishing, I'm not finna live off that, bro. We're not. It's not unrealistic. It's people. There's plenty of producers that live off that and do it correctly in the right way. But damn, they had to work for that shit, man. They had to claw and grind for that shit. And all I'm saying is, because of where we in and how COVID set us up to, COVID showed us how we could be self-employed and how we could make this work off the internet. And that's an opportunity there. So I'm gonna use that to live off of that and pay my bills. So when it comes down to music advances and publishing and all that stuff, man, I don't care. I really don't care.
That's great perspective, bro, because I haven't really considered it like that. When I was asking the question, I was actually asking it in a way that the creative conversations I was thinking of as the same type of, like, pairing it in with the business, where it's like you're talking about the thing that you're looking for instead of building, talking about more personalized stuff. Mm-hmm. But that was a great perspective either way.
Yeah.
So,
now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like you have all these records that got placed and you're not doing nothing about it. I have a lawyer. I have a friend that helps me out, manages and handles all that. Cause like I said, I'm a terrible texter and talker. You feel me? Terrible at communication, picking up the phone. So they help me out with that and get all that stuff done. But I'm not like super 100% pressed and relying on that money. Like I really don't care. Even if I got paid later, me personally, I don't care because to me that's like just extra money sitting around and stuff. Now that don't mean handle your business. Handle your business, but yeah, don't Yeah, I don't even know kind of what to say. That's just my logic of going about things.
It makes perfect sense to me, bro. Like, as somebody that's like very much like Jack's understanding the business part, like you just shared a perspective that I haven't really considered that much for sure. Because the content stuff, that's a whole business too. That's still the business.
It's to me,
figure out a way to build a workflow.
Bro, it's about the music. It's about the music to me. And second, I'm gonna order how this shit is for me. It's about the music, one. Two, it's about my, what I want to call this word. One, it's about the music. Two, it's about my my rap sheet. Okay, so these are my placements. These are my badges. I look at placements for me like the NBA shit. I want to be first team NBA MVP, rookie of the year. That's how I look at placements. So it's about my my music first, my rap sheet or my credits. Then it's about the money that I make from it. You feel me? So if somebody comes to me and say, yo, I got these artists or producers right here. Hey, you mind if you send me these loops? I slap my name on it. And I need a higher percentage. Fuck, I need a higher percentage, bro. I give you a little percentage. Me personally, I'm going to go for it. Because right now, how I look at me in this industry world, I'm a nobody in this industry world, bro. Yeah, I got a couple placements, but I don't have these big placements. I'm not finna act like I'm this big, huge guy. I'm trying to work up and get there. If you want to help me get there, help me get there. Because before the money, I need that credit. I need to build my rap sheet up, bro. You feel me? That's how I look at this shit. You don't have to look at it that way, but that's how I look at this. Now, once I get up there, and I look back and I got all these songs, oh yeah, it's time to charge. It's time to up my shit and get there. But it's levels to this shit, bro. And at the end of the day, this is a brand, bro. This how it is. It's a brand. Pierre could play, you could play a beat and they might not fuck with it. Pierre could play that same beat with his tag and they might fuck with it. Wanna know why? Because of branding. It's the same shit. You have to build your brand. I'm not saying maybe I'm not saying that's right, but it's business. And at the end of the day, business is business. You're going to be losing money trying to figure out, you're going to be losing money not trying to adjust to the business and, oh, this not how it should be, this and that, instead of just adjusting and seeing, okay, they made a left, okay, I got to make this left too, but how I'm going to make this left work for me? And that's how I look at this shit, bro. And when I look at it like that, don't get me wrong, I'm all for pay the producer and handle your business, but at the same time, man, it's like politics, man.
Yeah. It's kind of ironic because what you just said to me, that perspective is you kind of branded it as like the creative music perspective. Like this, I'm focused on the music and creative, but like that to me, I think is a great business judgment on your end. Like to be able to analyze what your leverage is in the situation and be like, yeah, when I get to that point, I'll start charging and have that, start treating it like that. But until then, like I understand my leverage and I'm not trying to, ruin relationships. I'm trying to, use that. So that's interesting to me. You know what I mean by that? Like, yeah, that was that's kind of the perspective I try to get a lot of the producers I work with to endorse as well too, where it's like they want to get, they got offered 20% publishing when they should have got 25% and they're upset about it. It's like, yo, you're working with ex producers. Like,
let me get out this story. I'm not gonna put his name out, right? I ain't even gonna do Brody like that, right? Brody had a song, it dropped off a big artist, big album. It dropped. And he ain't know shit about it. He heard it. He was like, oh, this is my loop, right? So the producer ain't tell him about it, blah, 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 right? He didn't tell him about it. And he was DMing him type shit. He didn't respond. So, he got his lawyer on it. Now they figuring out splits or whatever. Bro only got, the bigger producer was trying to hold him, basically, trying to give him like 5% of the song. They weren't going for it. He was like, well, now I want 15. Let's push for 15. Producer end up texting him, cursing him out. I'm the big dude. All this type shit. And basically, he ended up settling for 10, right? Brad didn't get on Instagram. Send this to producer grind, send this to producer culture. Brad didn't do none of that. He didn't go telling everybody, oh, don't fuck with this dude. He didn't do none of that. He took that to the chin. He still got paid. Honestly, whatever he got paid probably wasn't even close to the credit of just having that placement on that album, on that song. You feel me? And he still kept sending that dude samples. Circle back around, another album just dropped a couple months ago. Same dude, got another song placed on there. He didn't tell him about it this time. Like, he didn't hit him up and say he got the song, but he actually had to credit his name up on there. Feel me? Business is still business. That dude is still using your loop. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all producers gotta stop capping like y'all don't rely on these loops, man. Y'all niggas be relying on these loops, cause you know what I'm saying. He's still using the loop, and fast forward now, he got probably like 30 more placements on top of that since that very first. That was actually big first placement. That record he got hold on type shit. So
yeah, if it's your first placement, I really think you just gotta take it in the chin.
Yeah. But fast forward now, that's what he did. He took it to the chin. He got a rap sheet now. I ain't trying to say everything he got because y'all gonna figure it out. But bro doing real good for himself right now, and he just took it to the chin. And Brett and the dude that hold him, he's still getting this shit placed, and he's still making money off of it. And that just goes to show, like me personally, when you're building yourself up, I feel like you should focus on credit, building up your rap sheet. And honestly, you won't have to be too worried about these little advances if you just build your brand as a content creator, or just build your brand selling kits or selling services or whatever you want to do. You feel me?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. So you mentioned earlier that you kind of work with a manager, kind of, sort of. For you, how do you look at producer managers? What do you think their role is, or should be, or could be? Or for you, how does that work or look?
Honestly, personally, like, I honestly think you really just need a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Because the lawyer is the one interpreting all that paperwork stuff and telling you this, and that, and handling that. The manager for me, and I don't really have a manager. She's just kind of like working as one, just being a real dope, good friend. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But me personally, like I said, I'm not a talker like that. I talk about this because this is just something I'm just passionate about and stuff like that. But as far as like I said, just walking in, if we weren't doing the podcast and it was just on some chill stuff, I probably would have said like 5 words. Yeah. So that's where that person comes in and works the room for you. If you're not a talker, you need someone to work the room for you. Or me personally, I'm in the sample game right now. I'm sending off samples. But I live in Atlanta, and only rooms, I get in artist rooms, of course. I get in some artist rooms. But I want someone to help me get in rooms with songwriters, or help me, get connected with other A&Rs, or help me get in rooms with. There's a lot of artists in Atlanta, independent, smaller artists in Atlanta that I could get into these rooms with. And that's where that person comes in if you need them, if you're not really good at talking or communicating or stuff like that. And that's me when it comes to stuff like that. Like, honestly, I'll probably say a couple words, or I'll be real quiet and stuff like that. So that's where that person comes in. If you're not a talker, you need someone to work the room for you. That's why I feel like you should have a manager. But if you're a person who already knows how to do that, you just need someone to handle your business, bro. Just get a lawyer, bro.
I feel that 1,000,000,000%. I'd 100% feel that. I think there is the part, like with Producer Royalty, obviously it's going to become a law firm, but I can't call it a law firm yet. So I'm trying to address the part where it's like the follow-ups and the registering with payment systems and the other stuff that goes into that as well. Maybe some A&R type work as well, like and chasing down payments and having relationships, like you said. Like, I'm trying to, provide access to that service without requiring people to, because there is a big drain when you get to a certain part. Like, I'm a big producer, about to start, like, really big, dozens of placements he has. Like, he has such a huge catalog. How are you gonna, like, it would be such a mental drain to manage that all on your own, you know what I mean? So to be the liaison even with your lawyer, because lawyers, aren't the best with follow-ups and all that type of stuff. So I'm aligned with you, though, for sure. Like, I don't think there is as much of a, like, there's so many managers just signing producers, like, after they just reach out in the DMs. I've seen it so fucking much. They reach out in the DMs, yo, you trying to sign? I got access.
That's another thing, man. Like, you're a manager. You need, me personally, I feel like you need to have a personal relationship with your manager, bro. There's a lot of managers I see that just, I need to sign this producer, and they look at them as a money bucket. Yes. Man, no, bro.
Shit, bro.
No, shit. Yeah, bro. No, bro. No.
If you were a manager signed with 30 producers, what is that? Like, it doesn't, I'm talking to producers who have managers like that. It's just like, they're not even like your manager. What are they doing? They're just collecting 20% and then kind of answering emails for you when they come in. Like, you know what I mean? Don't give them 20% for that.
Yeah.
So I feel that. Yeah.
If you want to sign to a producer, I feel like that's a great opportunity, man.
How do you feel about that?
I signed to a producer. I signed in Young Land. And we're not even signing. It's more like,
that was kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, not even signing. It's more like being managed under a producer. And basically, all that shit is basically, hey, I got some loops. I'm going to send you these loops. I got beats. I'm going to send you these beats. And you send them out to your connect. And,
Yeah, when you're at his level, he's supposed to come on the podcast too, Young Lance. Shout out him. It makes sense. You can only work and help out so many people. So it's like, you got to choose.
That's how I got my first call. All my first couple placements came from that situation. You feel me? There was nothing wrong with that. We actually around from the same exact era from the country of Virginia. So I was able to build a personal relationship with Land off of that. But when the time was done for that, like I said, you grow with it. time to move on to other things type stuff. So there's nothing wrong with signing to producers. Nothing wrong with, okay, there's a lot of opportunities out there, right? And there's always going to be a pro and a con to opportunity, bro. Sometimes you fuck up your opportunity because you can't decide what to do. There's always going to be a pro or a con to opportunity. It might be an opportunity for him that I don't fuck with, but it might be perfect for him. Vice versa. So you just gotta kind of take that same type of thought process with your opportunity, man. All because there's a lot of producers that's just talking and shit. And even I do it, man. We do it all the time. We're doing it right now because it's podcast, it's content. You feel me? But at the same time, man, take advantage of opportunities, man. There's opportunities out here, bro. You feel me? So if a producer come to you and wants to sign you, and it's a good opportunity, if it's better than where you was already at today or yesterday, do it, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to say don't put too much thought, because I don't want y'all to think like, don't worry about the business or none of this stuff. What I'm saying is, man, it's a lot of overthinking and not enough doing, man. I'm going to do it, bro. You feel me? I'm going to just do it and get it done, bro. And at the end of the day, even if it's an L, okay, but it's a lesson. I done learned from it. Now it's just knowledge. Now it's experience. Now I know what to do next time, bro. A L is lasts as long as you just cry about it. And then once you done and you going about your shit, bro, it is what it is, bro. Yeah. That's life.
There is the consideration, just like length of whatever you're signing. Like if you're signing like a 3, but besides that, I feel you 1,000,000%. Like as long as if the length is only a year and you're not anywhere right now, whatever it is, then see where that gets you in a year, and see if I can fast forward it, and then don't be locked in. But watch out for the option periods, because it'll say a year, but then they'll have the 4 option periods. So that which means if you don't know, option period means the length of the term is, let's say, a year, but then the option period means that the person who's signing you has the option to renew it or not. So if you're doing well, they're gonna renew the option. But I guess that's bro. This was an amazing podcast, bro. This is amazing, bro. I love, like, we're gonna have so many fucking clips.
Yeah, man.
I gotta work with the editor for this, 'cause I can't edit all this myself.
Only thing I would say, man, if anything, just get this from the podcast, bro. 2 things. Take advantage of all the opportunities, bro. Don't just go down one lane with this producer route, because if you want to, if you put your 105% into it, you'll get there, bro. And there's producers who have did that, and it worked for them. But man, it's a lot of opportunities out here as a producer, and all because this shit is saturated don't mean shit. That shit don't mean nothing, because there's a lot of saturation. But if you take that actual percentage of producers who actually doing this shit, living off their music, it's unsaturated. You feel me? So don't ever get discouraged by that, bro. Take advantage of your opportunity. And how do you do that? Stop overthinking, bro. Stop. If you got 1,000 goals, that's great. That's good, man. But take one of those and be like, one of this shit need to get done this week. How I'm going to get that done? Okay, this how I'm going to get it done. Let me put a date on it. And hold yourself accountable, man. There's Discord. There's communities out here. Kavi, he's doing a Discord server, 30-day challenge, where you have to make a certain amount of beats or something a day and screenshot you working out or what you ate or some shit, and you post it in there. There's plenty of communities. There's plenty of encouragement out here, help out here, bro. Take advantage of it, bro. Do your research and take advantage, bro.
Bro, thank you so much, bro.
Hey,
I really appreciate this. All right, that was an amazing episode. Appreciate y'all. Peace.